Being able to sincerely not care what someone thinks of you is key to living a truly peaceful life. I've had 2 different men this week reach out to me. They're both in relationships with a woman that has indicated that he is not the man, and yet she's not willing to end it or walk away from the relationship. With most men, this realization produces a reciprocal loss of romantic desire for the woman. However, men are performance driven, and oftentimes the man will want to double down to prove himself to this woman. So what we talked about was the fact that she already sees you as something other than the man. He has to accept the fact that he has done his dead level best, and she just does not see him like that. So as harsh as it may sound in a relationship, he has to come to grips with not caring what she thinks about him personally. If he doesn't do this, it will only produce feelings of resentment and animosity. So there's only 2 real options: stay in that situation with all the resentment and animosity that's sure to come, or walk away strong knowing you did your dead level best.
You know what's funny? Women are suddenly shocked that men are happy walking away from dating. Not sad, not bitter, not sulking in the corner of the club happy. And that's the part they can't wrap their heads around.
Attractive women will say to unattractive women, be like, what? Don't settle for less. What are you talking about? If he didn't take you to a nice restaurant, that means he doesn't want you. And it's like, but then that's the most she can extract out of a man. Why would you put your beautiful standards on this average looking woman? Or if it's like, don't settle, ladies, you're somebody else's dream girl. No, some women are nobody's dream girl. They're somebody's wife, but they're not any man's dream girl, because they don't look like Pamela Anderson, they don't look like Megan Fox. So not every girl is somebody's dream girl.
It's just such a hard thing to sell to women, because it's...
But it's the reality. Like, I'm majority of men's not their dream girl. It's not the end of the world with that. But it takes a self-esteem to understand. Look, here's the thing. People who have high self-esteem attached to truths. They enjoy truths. Truth means something to them. People with low self-esteem see truths as threats, and they see it as an insult. You have to really have an unwavering desire to be close to the truth, because it's the only way to stay sane.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I'll mention it with Sadia. It's like, I think that women want what other women want. And so they're constantly looking at other women for cues as to what is the right way to be. And especially through the lens of social media, so many women are looking out at the highlight reels of their life, and they're seeing women do everything. And so women want everything.
I have just reached a new level of crazy, because I just made, well, not made, like I said, I did not make, he did it out of his own free will, but my boyfriend, my fiance, because we just got engaged, just signed a legal document, and we got it notarized that if he cheats on me, he has to pay my bills. We did. We just got a legal document signed, and actually got it notarized, like legal AF, that if he cheats on me, he's screwed.
For years, men were told they had to do it all. Approach her. Pay for her meal. Prove they're worthy of her attention. Jump through flaming hoops just for a shot at a second date. Meanwhile, what did they get in return? A woman on her phone all night, a laundry list of demands, and maybe a half-hearted thank you.
How my boyfriend of 3 years was able to break up with me, move out the same day, and is now currently pissed off if I try to reach out to him. Like, he's mad at me. And like, we didn't have like a bad relationship. We got along for the most part. We just got into a fight, and then he just left, and now he literally hates me.
This is an easy one. 1, he left you for another woman. That's exactly what he did. That's why he moved out so fast. 2, she doesn't want you contacting him because she'll get mad. So she's telling him, if you talk to her, we're done. So you speaking to him is putting his current relationship in jeopardy. That's why he's so mad at you. And 3, I bet the fight that you had, he started it. He needed a reason to get mad at you, right? And leave. That's why. And that's what happened. I hope this helps.
Men finally woke up and went, wait a minute, why am I auditioning for someone who doesn't even bring half of what I bring to the table? And so they did the unthinkable, they walked away.
One of the biggest problems with men today is you can't walk away. You better learn how to walk away and cut a chick off. You better learn how to walk away and cut a chick off, because if you don't, you're going to be the fool. You're going to be the one that's left a dried up husk, because when she's done what you believe, she'll walk away. But here's the thing. Guys, when you learn to walk away from a woman, you're in a position of power. Ladies, many of you don't walk away. Many of y'all just check out. Y'all ghost. Y'all leave. And I'm going to tell you right now, karma's a bitch on that one. Look at the way a woman ends her relationships. Ask Sheila, hey, what would a successful life look like for a woman like yourself? And let her say it. And for God's sake, imagine if she says, it involves me being a wife, having a family, a life of purpose and meaning. I have a home-based business. I do this. Okay, sounds good. Then you ask her, hey, in your past relationships, or you've interacted with men, how did you leave those situations? If she's the kind of woman who flakes, dips out, ghosts, leaves things, you need to know if you're dealing with a woman who can handle conflict, or if a woman, why is this important? Because a woman who can't handle conflict, they run.
And now, women are panicking. TikTok is flooded with videos of girls crying. Where are all the good men? Why won't guys approach me anymore? Hold on. You spent years telling men to leave you alone and stop bothering women in public, and now you're mad they're actually listening? Make it make sense.
Do you think men are choosing solitude or escaping unwinnable rules?
I think men are doing both. I think that they are choosing solitude because it is more peaceful for them, instead of trying to deal with women who are built the way that modern society has built women, which is mostly a headache and an unwinnable game for men. I think that they've recognized that not only is this game completely unfair, but there's no winning, not for them. And so many of them, based on lived experiences or the people that they know or the narratives around here, which are commonly amplified on social media, it feels hopeless. Right? Why would I go work my ass off, take on the burden of taking care of another person? Why would I open my heart up? Why would I put myself out there? Why would I give myself to somebody if the way that the modern world is, she could find somebody else on Instagram tomorrow who might have more money than me, who might look better than me, who might be, 0.17% Chad bro, that women want. So I think they just recognize they're playing a losing game. And until women take on the responsibility, having the potential of being a wife, somebody who's worthy of being committed to, having virtue, I think that men realize that it is going to cost them much more than it gives them.
Ladies, it is so important how you leave relationships, because you're going to have to start looking at people's relationship resumes. Why is this important? Because we already have talked about it ad nauseum. It's time to start doing things differently. Ladies, it's time for you to start understanding that, relationships are what makes you a successful life. You're it's either you first or relationships first. You cannot serve two masters. If it's my truth, my life, my field, my this, my that, cool, over there. Go over there. Can you work with women like that? Sure. Can you network with women like that? Sure. Can you socialize with women like that? Sure. But you cannot get romantic with them. Absolutely not. If that means and here's the thing that a lot of you ladies need to understand. Men will go down in looks to go up in cooperations. Ladies, a lot of you think you're special because you got your PhD, you got this career or whatever. And men are starting to find that more distasteful than a lot of you know. I go down Instagram and I see so many women who are suited and booted and look, and I'm like, you do realize that you're taking these pictures so other women can tell you look good. Because men aren't looking at this and seeing wives. Men are looking at this and saying, what a waste.
Here's the truth. Men realize the game was rigged. If they approach, they're creepy. If they don't approach, they're weak. If they pay, it's expected. If they don't, they're broke. It's a no-win situation. So, they chose the only option that makes sense: stop playing. And honestly, they look better, healthier, and freer because of it.
You know what? Fine, I'll be the one to say it. Male loneliness epidemic? No. How about the male going to therapy epidemic? I don't see that happening. These men are not that lonely, and they don't want girlfriends. They want therapists, but they don't want to say that, so they get on these dating apps and use them for everything except dating. They literally need to be lonelier. We're not isolating them enough. I'll give you that dating apps used to be.
This young woman is not an epidemiologist, not a researcher, not a psychologist, and yet she showed up in my feed because the algorithm said it was important for me to hear. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I actually do study this kind of thing for a living, and I think the reason this was important for me to hear is because it was a garbage take, and you need to know the truth. There is, in fact, a male loneliness epidemic. There are a variety of reasons for it. It's complicated, just like men. And denying that serves no one. Men, women, children, anybody. Do better. And if you would like some help in doing better, follow me for daily science-backed reels about love, attraction, dating, relationships, and understanding other people better. I can help.
Y'all, it takes a man and a woman to have a baby. That's 50-50. So why is it in a court system a man has to pay thousands of dollars, fight like hell, just to be awarded every other weekend, if that, and a woman gets to walk into a courtroom, may not even have a job, can't even financially provide for herself, doesn't have to show any proof that she's a fit mother, and gets primary custody. And I know some of you women don't want to hear this, but child support is a trap. It's all about leverage, not support. Some of these men denied visitation, still have to pay. Some of these men might have had a temporary setback, still have to pay. And heaven forbid if somehow you fall behind and you can't pay, you are now the problem and you're in jail. And you can look this up, it's public knowledge. A state gets 66 cents for every dollar that they basically assign in child support. Did you know that? And a lot of these departments, their salaries, like the judges, the clerks, are actually funded based off of how much child support that they collect. Isn't that a conflict of interest? So no, family court does not protect children. It protects power control and their paycheck.
And just for the record, a lot of women don't be the big bosses and the big ballers that they claim to be. Let's talk about it. I just watched a podcast of females saying that a lot of women who don't make over $50,000 a year should not be asking a man, looking him up and down, asking him about his finances and what he make a year. Should not be giving orders and demands that he needs to make above a certain amount a year. When you, my dear, don't even make over $50,000 a year. Now, this is a no judgment zone, and I'm not judging people based off their salary. I'm just saying, humble yourself, queen. Humble yourself, queen. Because I fear that man who makes well over $50,000 a year might end up humbling you. Ooh. And without even being funny, I think this is a very serious topic that has to be addressed, because a lot of women live life based off of what they want and not off what they provide, for the simple fact that we become so accustomed to the idea that because men are supposed to be providers and that they are expected to be providers, that they should be the only ones contributing and bringing something to the table. All of those days of I am the table so I don't have to bring nothing to put on the table are over, because a lot of women ain't even bringing the table these days. You got all these kids, you want men to accept your children, you come than just the mouth and the demands that you have for the man. Evaluate and humble yourself, queen. Let me know what y'all think about that.
No drama, no games, no being someone's emotional punching bag. Just peace. And that piece looks real good on them.
Now we hear, make sure you have 6 figures. It's all about what he can provide for you, sis, as long as he has money. Okay. If a man has been trained to provide and only focus on the money, when the emotional or relational aspect is not there, you cannot complain if you have only reduced him to his money. Because a lot of men have been trained and taught that you got to get it. You got to keep getting, make sure that you have this money. And that's what validates who they are. They have externalized their worth and their value to the money that they make. And so when they are no longer making that same type of money, they need some other source of validation. So when this man who you want intimacy from, but first you came in and said, I wanted some money. But when this man goes out and get that money and it's not rolling in the same, and he needs external validation, and he goes and gets that from other women or something else, can you complain about that? You've reduced him and externalize his worth only to what he brings in. Can you get upset?
How to speak to him more feminine. And don't mind my hair, I'm finna get it done Sunday. But anyways, number 1, don't say, why didn't you call me? Say, I missed hearing your voice, it would have made my day. 2, don't say, you need to listen to me. Say, it would mean a lot to me if you could hear me out. I really value your attention. 3, don't say, you're not doing enough. Say, I really appreciate what you do and it really made me feel more cared for if. 4, don't say, you don't care about my feelings. Say, I feel safe when I know you understand how I'm feeling. 5, don't say, why can't you just do it my way? Say, I trust your decision, but can we try it this way as well? Number 6, don't say, do this for me. Say, could you help me with this? I really appreciate it. 7, don't say, don't talk to me like that. Say, I feel so much better when we speak kindly to each other. When expressing disappointment, don't say, you let me down. Say, I was really hoping for something different, but I know you didn't mean any harm. Number 9, when you're encouraging him, don't say you should do better. Say, I believe in you so much and I know you can do amazing things. And I can give more examples, but I'm going to have to make a part 2.
Moral of the story. Men walking away isn't a loss, it's the biggest W they've taken in decades.
I told my husband I wanted a divorce. I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met. I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3 and I still don't know who I am.
Yeah, that's a great idea though. Get divorced, be a 32-year-old single mom re-entering the dating market. You're really cooking here. That's a bright idea, lady. This could all be solved if you just shut up. And if your husband was stronger, he would tell you to shut the fuck up. Horrible woman. Disgusting.
You know one thing I love about being a man, bro? Life could be beating your ass. I'm talking about you going through the toughest time. You got financial issues. You got job-related issues. You got relationship issues. You got family issues, car issues, everything. And you don't have to worry about you and your man falling out because you forgot to like and repost his picture. Like, I couldn't imagine fighting for my life every day. That me and my homeboy, we not cool no more because I couldn't make it to one of his birthday dinners. Like, I literally seen 2 girls fall out because one of the girls was pledging. You know, they supposed to keep it low key. They can't really tell anybody. They're going to be out the way. And the other girl didn't know about it, so she started calling her fake. And then they ended up fighting. Yo, I'm blessed to be a man. Me and my closest homeboy, we can go months without talking. If I hit him and I'm like, what you been on? He gonna be like, shit, I was just going through shit. I'm gonna be like, you good now? You need anything? He gonna be like, I'm straight now. And that's it. We're good. We never have to talk about it again. Like, I couldn't imagine somebody adding that extra unnecessary stress to the equation.
Today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.